Mill Creek is really unique in that we're centrally located in Snohomish County, which is the second fastest growing county in the country. We're the southern part of Snohomish County, so we're close to the employment bases in Seattle and the east side of Seattle, as well as to Everett and the Boeing facility.
I think the city of Mill Creek has done a wonderful job in its since incorporation of keeping the feel of that golf course community. Very few communities, as they grow, have the ability to maintain that fresh green look. And if you look at the amount of park space, the walking trails, the natural beauty of the city, when you're walking through Mill Creek, you really don't realize that you're just a hop, skip, and jump away from Seattle. We are not part of the concrete jungle, and I think that's what makes Mill Creek really special.
Mill Creek is a wonderful community. We have terrific people. We have the environment where people want to live. We have all the activities that you could possibly want. You can be in Mill Creek and stay in Mill Creek.
When I came to the city of Mill Creek, there was a $2.4 million budget shortfall, and the city had been in deficit spending for a number of years. But it really was an opportunity and not a negative. We had this opportunity with this very young city to really paint on a blank canvas how we wanted to govern and how we wanted to be innovative and dynamic and different and really create the type of government people say they want. And so we were able to reorganize the departments, attract a top-notch leadership team from the public and private sector, and start painting a picture of a new type of government. And in 18 months, we've been able to eliminate the deficit. We have had the lowest tax increase in 6 years, and we are moving forward with long-term planning for the city in a really productive environment.
Mill Creek is transitioning from a decade ago when we benefited from a lot of tax revenue from construction activity. That was great. It developed a big reserve for Mill Creek, but now our city is largely built out, so we're having to find different ways to create that tax revenue to create a stable tax base moving forward. In the short term, the city, Mill Creek, working with our city manager, we were able to come up with a budget through restructuring the physical plant and the personnel to bring the budget into balance. Now our challenge is to replicate that going forward, to figure out how we can create that tax revenue so we don't have to dip into our reserves and we can use our reserves for more strategic purposes.
The city is really nearly at build out for new construction, and so if you want to create a new revenue source, we had to get innovative, and we're using tourism to do that. And we have been very fortunate to attract Arena Sports here, which is that they have selected Mill Creek to be their location of their newest and largest facility. That is going to be conveniently located adjacent to the existing Mill Creek Sports Park. And adjacent to that, we have 10 acres of land that is debt-free that the city purchased several years ago. And what we have now is the ability to master plan a recreation zone that can be the driver for a hospitality arm of sports tourism to generate a new revenue stream for the city.
Arena Sports looked at other locations, but Mill Creek really topped the list for several reasons. One, accessibility. It's right near the freeway, it's near other major arterials, north, south, east, west, so it's very easy to get to. Also, the growing family population and strong participation in youth and adult sports was really important to us. And the city of Mill Creek really has a strong vision for making the community a vibrant, family-friendly place, and that's obviously a great fit for Arena Sports.
With more tourism and some sports coming into the area, it's going to bring in more people. More people brings more people into the town center, more business for all the fine retail and great restaurants that are here, so it's really exciting.
What's good about the way that we're approaching this is that we have the business and the traffic and the density away from our residential areas. But the other thing that we're doing that I think is unique is we're doing connectivity so that people can get from one side of the city to the other. We'll have bike trails, we have sidewalks, so that people can get to these facilities, get to their homes, but also the guests that come and visit our city will be able to get from section to section, not necessarily have to get into their cars, which will, again, keep them in the business area of the community.
I'm excited that we've stabilized things, first of all, because it gives us a lot of opportunities. Our city is debt-free. I'm excited to figure out a way that we can create an asset for our citizens that also promotes tourism and generates that tax revenue that helps stabilize our tax base going forward so that we don't have to dip into the reserves.
We're growing into fiscal sustainability. We need to be able to pay our bills and live within our means. For years we didn't do that. We need to maintain our infrastructure, and we're working on a plan right now where we'll be able to afford to do that for the next 30 to 40 years. I'm excited about the long-term possibilities of our city and the fact that we're actually working towards those goals and we're not afraid.